think this is millennial.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is SJJMAS number 10. Accept no cheap imitations. I don't know what Hemmy was talking about there. This is the festival of the dissident right here. You've picked the right show. And tonight...
Yep.
Hold on. I've got my own echo. I've got my stream playing in the background.
I did that as well.
Right. As well. I hate my own voice as well. So it's the show that you weren't expecting. You probably all thought I'd fallen out with these guys or something because I do a show with Brutus now. It's not.
I think everybody thought. Well, everybody's right. I have dropped off of panel shows. I used to go on quite a lot of panel shows, but then I just stopped doing it.
Yeah, I think you're all. I mean, we've been on a panel on my channel before. But it was like probably a year ago, wasn't it?
You need to bring back your own panel list, JJ. You know a few people. Why don't you do a regular Sunday night panel show or something?
I could. You know what it is? What happens is you get monetized, and then you start thinking, "Fucking hell, I don't want that to get taken away, so I don't want to make any mistakes."
It's what I said earlier in the chat. You take the 30 pieces of silver and that's it. You know they've got you.
You take the money and then you conform.
Sell out, fuck. What do you mean? This isn't just like the N word for 7 hours, like.
I literally get about £8 a month or something off of this now. So.
Congrats, you made more money than Unwashed ever made.
You know, SJJ, you'll be driving around in a Lambo.
Oh my god. So, Hemmy and Geralt are the 37 gang, effectively. Well, not entirely. Where's
OG JDLE, but I don't think we can talk about the origins of JDLE in polite society.
No, let's not.
Why not? Why not just do it?
Someone was a naughty.
There are certain ex-members of JDLE who cannot be spoken about.
Oh, okay.
There's people who used to come on that maybe we shouldn't.
Okay. Right. But what you can you without going into specifics, you were telling me at this before, and that you're on that network in America with all the Wignats. Way back in the day.
I think we'd say Vanguard. We were on, but we can talk about Vanguard, but the specific members of our show we can't. We started on Vanguard, which I think that came out of the ashes of Heel Turn. I think.
Oh fuck, Heel Turn! Oh my god, this brings back so many memories.
Because that was Richard Spencer's thing, wasn't it? I think
it was. What are the guys called who were doing that? There was that. Fat Alex Jones or something. What did he call himself?
Underwater Alex Jones. Geralt does a great impression of Underwater Alex Jones.
Oh, go on, let's hear it.
You're like, fuck, I haven't talked to that guy for forever. No, you used to be like, Vinny, leave my fucking girlfriend alone. A little respect. Like, do you think the reason why he was called that was because
we had the greatest co-host in Vinny Struggle, and Vinny Struggle. I do hope that he's now manager of that farm foods he didn't put the CV in for.
Yeah.
Where's your avatar, Geralt?
What's one of those?
I've got. Do you know who my avatar is, SJJ?
No, I don't.
Is it SJJ's mugshot?
It's Graham Young, the teacup poisoner. So when he was little, he got a bit too involved with a substance called thallium, which he used to put in his family's food and drink. And then he went to prison, and then they let him out, and then they let him be the tea boy at a photographic firm where he carried on his poisoning hijinks.
Oh my god! What is thallium? What is that?
I think it's some sort of like radioactive substance. Basically, it just makes you. You shit your insides out or something like that. It's not a pleasant way to die.
Why would you do that? I could understand people like putting, I don't know, amphetamines in somebody's tea or something. That'd be funny, but not.
I think he was like heavily like psychopathic or autistic or something, because he treated all of his family like he did like detailed like scientific notes. He was doing like a science experiment with his family.
And they're the unwilling test subjects.
Yeah.
I just realised, by the way, that I can change your names. So that's funny. Geralt.
Yeah. Well,
that
is the first thing that you'd write, since it is your favourite word to say out loud and tell people you are.
Lee Babu in the chat, Geralt, said you need to push secular BWCism. Geralt could woo Claire. I'll tell you what, Geralt, what do you tell the audience about lad ball? Hi, I'm Geralt, points at self.
So
what's your name? Points at her.
So it was literally like, I don't know. There was a bunch of fucking like suffix plus cells and all over the place doing like national Bolshevism shit. And this is when I was in my early 20s and just getting pissed and trying to pick up birds. So I made like a server called Ladball, where it was just rules to try and get them motivated and get them girlfriends. And it was like, yeah, and shit, and post your success stories and shit. And I was the only one who ever posted in it because, you know. And
the most memorable one, it was Geralt's guide on how to pick up a bird. You go up to you go, hi, I'm Geralt, points at self. What's your name, points at her.
And then literally, we read them all out on one of the old shows with Motorhead on. It was pretty fun.
And what was the success rate of this game of yours?
Well, to be honest, I was the only one who really seemed to do it. So you know, you've got to remember that the other people in there were like Cappy. So
yeah, where
imagine a homeless Jewish man, who like decided to dodge the feds and go join a biker gang. That's a long story short.
Where did you guys meet Phil?
Where did we meet Phil? He was in the old.
I dragged Phil in. That was. Do you remember a guy called England?
No.
I thought he was in one of the old servers, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, because I used to go. You remember I used to go on England's show? So it was.
Yeah.
It
Have we
was
fallen
like
out with Phil,
England and Street Soldier, was it? Streets.
Yeah, but Hemmy, have we fallen out with Phil?
Wait, you've not fallen out with Phil again, have you?
Yeah, I don't know. SJJ, has Phil fallen out with us?
I don't know. I don't keep up with
have you fallen out with Phil, SJJ?
Yeah, have you fallen out with him as well?
No, hopefully he's going to cut. Hopefully I'm going to get him on the show.
Have we fallen out with Phil? I can never tell.
Oh my god, Phil is his own character. I think Phil is great. I mean, he's like fucking rah Russia, Nazball this, Nazball that. I remember him. Who did he used to troll?
I mean, he's mainly just pissed these days and blocking his mates.
He did get absolutely BTFO'd by Unwashed in that debate. Do you remember that debate on Poundland Saga on stream?
No, surely not.
Fuck knows, mate.
What was his name? We called him Poundland Saga. Simon Sideways, Reverend Simon Sideways. Do you know him, SJJ?
Yes, yeah, I've heard of him.
England sounded like Keith Lemon. He was funny. England was great. He was from Manchester, and he's got this whole esoteric life that he used to tell people about. He was great. But that's where I found Phil, in the England and around Ralph.
Right.
Ralph.
Yes.
What was his name?
Oh, Ralph Massimiliano.
I'm not saying what we call him, but the other Indian Ralph, shall I say?
But I've actually sent an invite to him. So
okay.
Ralph or Phil?
No, to Ralph, not Ralph.
Is Ralph still around, is he?
Well, no, he has a Telegram account, and it says was last active a long time ago, but he messaged me about 2 months ago on it. So,
did he now?
My claim to fame with Ralph was when I really upset him. I was really on the outs with Ralph.
Forgot about this story.
And he did this whole diagram. He did this whole autistic chart, and it was like Hemmy, middle class, low IQ.
No, you claimed the thing was him on a stream going,
this.
Meet me at the bins behind the nearest pub to me. I'll wank you and your mates off. You don't remember that?
Think of your mother, Brutus.
Think of your mother.
Yes, milk it. Think about your mommy. Like, he was a fucking weird cunt. Like,
He was. Oh my god. What I want to ask him, right, is do you remember that show where
threatening
he
to
popped onto
wank
the scene?
Hemmy off. Like, you know.
No, not that one. There was this show where he appeared onto the scene when Mark Collett debated a bunch of Jews, and then he appeared on the panel.
Yeah.
And that is like his bursting onto the scene.
I remember seeing that and I was taking the piss afterwards. I'm like, there's just this fucking brown guy going, I am most racist person on the internet.
5 minutes later, it was like 14's in the chat, mate. But
Yeah.
Yes.
And he realised he had a grift going on there, but then everybody kicked him out because he got sick of his shit.
Don't forget this. Ralph also unofficially launched PA.
Did he now?
And upset Mark
Yes,
and Laura.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is what I want to grill him about. What is the truth of those days? I mean, surely now we have come. This is like, you know, being so far removed from like the JFK.
Did you hear
assassination that
Ralph
you
when
can
he was
talk
on?
about it?
What's his name? The posh fella that's gone a bit conspiracy theory. James something. What's his name? God,
The
it's
student.
No, the older guy. Didn't he used to write for the Spectator and stuff? But he's kind of gone into conspiracy theory, so they've all turned their back on him. Laura was nearly on his show, but somebody got it stopped. Delimpole, Wee Babu's got it. Did you ever hear Ralph when he was on Delimpole?
Yes, I think I did. Yes.
When he said it was all a big LARP, and he joined, and he was undercover in the right. Do you remember that?
Yes, and he went on with the Hitler mustache. Do you remember? Let me find the photograph. Oh my god, he went on there with it. Literal toothbrush mustache. Which,
yeah.
wild.
So
Here it is. Yeah.
see, I have white with my frosted tips.
Why is he pretending to be a 1930s spiv? It looks like he's got a big coat on and he's ready to sell you some tights, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot to share. I keep forgetting.
Is that
to
your best
share
mate
these
now then,
streams.
SSJJ? Is that why you fell out with everyone here?
Who? Ralph Maslimani?
Yeah.
No. But I like I said, I think it's now far enough removed. Just like, you know, you have to be 50 years from the JFK assassination.
Well, these
to
are the
release
faces that
files.
greet you. 2 seconds. These are the faces that greet you. You know, when they open the what's it called? The boat storage container in the Philippines, like.
Yeah. Oh my god.
When you're
let me
like
post
7.
this.
Nazbol gang, SJJ. Is this your Nazbol inauguration? Stephen Broughton says.
Hold on. Right, I've posted this on Twitter. Let me get this up now. Wow, I've got my Russian contributor again, Stephen Brown here, throwing down the whatever they are, Serbian dinars. Nazbol gang, SJJ. Is this your Nazbol inauguration? Just keep sending the money, Stephen. That's all that matters. We appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so anyway, I want to ask this Ralph Maslimani, what the fuck was going on when he basically gave Mark Collett his cred, basically by coming on and going, I am the most white nationalist man in the world here, and I agree with Mark Collett here, you know, against the Jews.
But he was
wanna know if
friends
that
with the
was
Jews,
set up.
wasn't he? Like the whole thing was weird, wasn't it?
It was really weird. That whole debate was really weird.
He sheds political opinions like a snake sheds skin, doesn't he? It's
Yeah, he does. And then he said he was setting up a database of all the nationalists. He got everybody's data. And then he was going to use this. Yeah, he got all the data. And use his computing skills, like reverting to type, like an Indian tech.
well, that's how he figured. That's how he figured out I was a low IQ.
And then I will say to MI7 and GCHQ, if you want the database, you need to redeem the gift card.
Do you remember that? Do you remember also the top corner of the graph was empty because there's no such. Or no, so it'd be the bottom corner of the graph was empty because there's no such thing as a low IQ upper class person. Do you remember this?
Oh my god.
His takes are just going to be fucking like I just don't believe that this guy has any sort of like actual lived experience that any normal white person can relate to.
But I think he just says
fucking
whatever
weird,
he thinks you want to hear, doesn't he?
Huh? What?
I think he just says whatever you want to hear. Do you remember the time he said he was invited to a Muslim rape gang or something? Like weird shit like that.
Like
the stuff he used to come out with.
Well, as far as I know, he got booted off the scene and no one will really entertain the guy, but you know.
Well, he's disappeared as much as like Patriotic Alternative. They have now receded from the front. Wouldn't you agree? And really, in many ways,
that's guys... because you know about the Homeland split, do you, SJJ?
Yes, I do. So the Homeland Party split. He took his ball home, didn't he? And decided basically we're doing our own thing.
He took his lists home. Like Kenny likes a membership. If one thing Kenny likes, it's a membership list.
It's his membership lists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a true story about him stealing?
Yes.
The list or something. Go on, tell us the story.
Not in a legal sense, but he was. So you know about the Decemberists, SJJ?
No.
So the Decemberists were a fraction within the BNP, which were extremely fed up of Mark Collett and his shenanigans. Right. So they tried to use some leverage with the BNP, and they were like, if we don't see Mark Collett thrown out, we're going to spread the membership list. Right. So I don't.
Because it did get leaked.
Kenny was one of the Decemberists, but there's a very good chance that he either had. I'm couching this in a lot because obviously I don't know this stuff. So because Kenny would go, "Well, you don't know what you're talking about." But I'd say there's a very good chance that he either knew about the list leak, the impending list leak. He knew about it, or he was definitely a Decemberist, and the Decemberists leaked that list. So, say what you will about that.
So, the membership list of PA got leaked. Hope Not
No,
Hate
this is the BNP. This is the BNP.
Sorry. Of the BNP got leaked. And
was Hope Not Hate... slip?
Maybe.
Same thing.
Hope Not Hate published it, did they, in the end, or what? Anyway, it got out there.
It got out there.
Every single name of the BNP. It was a bit of a scandal. But that was well before the split.
But they said we've got this list and we're going to release it if you don't get rid of Mark Collett. And Nick Griffin said, you know what, we've absolutely got to have Mark Collett in this. He's the future of the BNP, the next leader. The BNP just can't be without Mark Collett because we're over if Mark Collett goes.
Because he's such quality. I mean, just look at him.
At the end of the day, all this guy did, as far as I know, while he was there, though. I think
the sterling work he did for us the other summer, with Young Nazi and Proud and the.
Yeah, I just want to I just kind of want to point out that I was thinking about this earlier, where it's like, people talk about my tremendous experience and all this shit. It's like, bro, you photoshopped some leaflets and fucking ran a youth club. That's what qualifies you for this shit.
So the interesting thing is that in that it's not in Young Nazi and Proud. Which is the one where he invites the Jewish reporter into his home?
That is Young Nazi and Proud.
Right. So in that, at the end, he calls up Nick Griffin or whoever was
Nick Griffin, I'm leaving the party.
Yes. But are you telling me he didn't leave the party at that time?
No.
So what they said to him,
Nick
no,
Griffin,
Mark, you can't leave. We need you.
Oh, you're integral. You are one of the pillars of the BNP. If you go, that's it. The BNP is going to collapse.
I mean, it is a collapsed party. I don't think anyone really gives that much of a fuck anymore. But I guess it's just colouring the history of some of these people. I guess.
Young Nazi and Proud. What year was this?
But it's kind of 2004, I think. It's a World Cup. It's a World Cup. 2002. It's a World Cup year, isn't it? Because both Young Nazi and Proud and the Russell Brand one, they both feature him going to pubs and nobody caring, and him not even like the Russell Brand one is so embarrassing because Mark Collett, average pub goer, can't even sway them into like believing in a nationalist message.
Yeah, so they told him, look, you've just got fully exposed by an undercover journalist and we need you to stay in the party. That's crazy. Isn't it, really, when you think about it?
He was the only one who knew how to use Photoshop, though. So who else was going to print all the leaflets?
This was my original thing with Mark. Like everyone was like, "Oh, are you excited about PA?" Well, like not really. The guy's been punked twice that I know of by journalists,
But to be fair,
and that was Young Nazi and Proud. And then there's another one called The Secret Agent, where he appears and spills a load of beans. But there's also there's another panorama which no one seems to be able to find, where it's all slagging off the BNP and about finances and stuff. And Mark is helping the BBC with that documentary. He's on there as like an expert about the BNP.
Wow.
So what really happened between Collett and Mark? Because they've never said why they fell out. What was it? What happened?
Collett and Mark. That's the same person. I don't think.
Sorry. Griffin and Mark.
Well, that's because there was the whole court case where he said he was going to kill Griffin.
Wait, Mark Collett said he was going to kill him.
Yeah, there's a Daily Mail. It was made front page of a lot of the news.
This is such a weird origin
took that
story
to
for
court,
Mark Collett, isn't it?
Wait, hang on, because this isn't like 2002 where like you just turn on like Call of Duty or Halo and like literally you get a death threat like within a second of signing in, like So who was it who filed the motion to like? You threatened to kill me.
I'm gonna kill you. And then it's weird. And then there's like, do you remember the one that Dowson and Griffin did when they was like, come home, Mark, come home. We'll look after you. We'll save you from whoever's got you by the ball. Did you ever see that one? That was fucking weird.
Maybe, yeah.
And that was like,
then, to be fair, he did sort of wreck him. Like the other, I did see a stream where Mark was like, "Well, he goes.
SJJ, I'll put a link
Nick
in there.
spends most of his days now walking around Eastern Europe wearing a cloak, pretending to be a knight." I'm like, yeah, but one of you took each other to court for you threatened to kill me.
So this is in 2010. The British National Party has confirmed it has sacked its head of publicity after he was arrested on suspicion of threatening to kill the party leader Nick Griffin.
You imagine getting a phone call in the middle of the night going, I'm going to jog over there and hit you with my bike.
Hear that? That's my bike. That's my mountain bike wheel going round. I'm ready to go.
You open it up, he's like, you just hear it spinning, and Nick's like, I don't know. He's like, oh, gee. Straight onto his informant.
On the 1st of April. As well.
Yeah, it was on the 1st of April. This is why they don't talk anymore.
It's such a weird origin story for Mark Collett, isn't it? It really is.
It's not one that should inspire people to follow him, is it?
The dude's made some okay content over the past couple of years, but then there's all the things of like, the main thing seems to be, right, let's all move. Here's the plan for white people in Britain. Let's all move to a shitty estate in Leeds and then give money to my mates for their legal expenses. Like, white rice saved, guys. Thanks.
So what is effectively, what the people want to know is because you guys were effectively, I think, quite instrumental behind the scenes of undermining Patriotic Alternative.
I don't think we undermined anything. Like, they've grown, people still give them money. Like, I think we just pointed some shit out. Like but you know.
Yeah.
But if there was a force like a few years ago, like pointing out these flaws, pointing out, ridiculing them, mocking them, you know.
Yeah, well, like I remember seeing back at the time when like they were like really like you know like get me the names of the 37 or so. It's like you realize this is like how many was it? Was it less than 10 retards posting jokes in a Telegram chat? Like that's your serious political party. That's all it took. Like I used
to love it when we used to do a chat raid on a PA YouTube stream, and Mark Collett's eyes would nearly pop out of his head when he saw the first message.
It's like we're poking you.
Was this back in the day? This was back in the days when he had No White Guilt running the show as well, wasn't it?
Didn't he? Oh, by the way, do you know the story behind that? He turned out to be a literal Fed, didn't he? That I called like ages back. I was like, that dude is Agent Smith.
Yes.
I'm like, he lives in Langley Falls.
Do you remember the PA conference?
Oh,
do you remember the PA conference? So the PA conference, the first one that occurred during COVID.
Yeah.
So nobody bats an eyelid, but No White Guilt goes, you know what, I'm just going to hop on a military flight and get back home because it's going to be a nightmare getting a plane.
Yes.
And nobody batted an eyelid or thought it was even slightly weird.
So yeah, you know, because they just touched down at the airport.
She's a big No White Guilt fan, isn't she?
Bunch of Marines get off the plane, and then this fucking federal agent, and no one bats an eyebrow. Like, you know.
My nan was never the same after she didn't get a No White Guilt sticker pack in the post.
You know what? You know what I've got to say about that I think is kind of like, let's say that the guy is not like, he's not a Fed or whatever. He was just like a prison screw or whoever the fuck he was, right? Like, let's say this guy was his co-host on every show, even though there was like a 12-hour time zone difference, and like on every single show for the guy for like, what, 5, 6, 7 years straight?
And then there was, we are doing the after party after this show.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that Collett, he's never addressed it or mentioned it once after the guy left.
Yeah,
which I just thought was a little bit strange. There was no lampshade.
He left because of ideological differences, weren't it? It's because he hates fucking Mike Enoch, doesn't he?
Oh, did he? Was that it?
Yeah, he did a whole stream where he was slagging off the SJP. Like, whenever Mike Enoch came on, No White Guilt would not be on there.
Do you know, right, there is a potential that No White Guilt might be watching right now, because there's an account that watches this and has been in SJJMAS the last few nights called For White Wellbeing.
Okay.
All it does is promote No White Guilt content, so I think it must. I mean, it must be. Surely, it must be him himself.
Yeah. Well, can you get him to come on and explain how, in the middle of COVID, he gets a military flight, and you know how bad the border is at like fucking Britain when you actually fly in, and you're white. So, like, can you explain that one?
Yeah. Can American citizens just go to the nearest American airbase,
military airbase, and fly to Britain, and no questions asked?
Surely,
is that how that works?
Surely, if it was suspicious, he wouldn't have said it. Surely, how about that? I don't know.
But then again, look at all the stuff that Collett's done that people are silent about. It's weird what the right are silent about, isn't it?
So what was it then? What the people want to know is, what was it that initially made you say that PA are like dog shit or bad news, or what was it that made you?
And it just started off that like, it just started off like I was on all the panel shows and everyone go, "Oh, you're really excited for PA?" And I'd just go like, and everyone would go, "Why don't you?" I said, "Well, he's been punked by journalists twice." And then they were like, "We demand evidence for why." And then I just started looking into it, and the more you dig, the more like bullshit you find. It's just like, it's never ending. You just hit a seam of fucking filth, and it just gushes out.
Like what?
Me, I don't have a problem with him. I think he's a nice guy.
Oh, come off it. I think you have a more nuanced opinion, don't you? I think, like you just said a few minutes ago.
Geralt's low key a big big Collett fan.
A few minutes ago, like you said, Mark.
All those donators are just me. They're just me
you
on
said
my
a few
account.
minutes ago, Mark Collett's done some good content. So you sound like you've more nuanced opinion. What's your
chip
opinion?
Advert. The chip advert was a seminal moment in right wing politics. SJJ.
Wait, what's the chip advert?
Don't you remember the one where he was moaning about the McCain's chip advert because it had black people in it? I remember the chip advert.
No, I don't.
Okay, I think it's so they're like, I don't know how to put it. Like, fair. Did he do community organizing? I don't know. I guess.
Is the question what you're asking? What the fuck did they do?
Because it can't decide if it's a media company or a political party or a community advocacy thing, and it's kind of all of them. And I think this kind of society and the kind of movement they want, the kind of people that they have aren't the people that could implement that. You know.
Well, the other problem with PA, I was talking to Black Pigeon Pill earlier tonight, and what I was explaining to him, like the thing is, like PA and a lot of right wing groups, is they're the classic cult scenario. So what a cult does is they sell you the doomsday scenario. So the doomsday scenario is white people are dying, it's all over by 2066. So and then what they do, and then the only way to prevent the apocalypse is to donate to my entropy, and isn't it?
Yes.
And if you question anything, you're banned. Yeah.
Yeah.
So patriotic
Alternative.
Alternative.
That's another rule of the cult. You don't speak.
By the way, I just want to say, like, so I think because they're higher profile, but like most of the time, like PA aren't really the people that we like talk about or make fun of. We like have a lot of cows, as everybody does, but like, so it's not like we just sit around. I can't actually remember the last time we talked about this. It's been a while, but I guess you were asking. But
this is what the people.
But I think it's also there's so many like
law.
fascinating people that this sort of stuff attracts, right? Yeah. You get there's some pretty loopy people, and I don't know. Well, I guess we're just.
I like your favourite Hobbit. Hobbit, Geralt. Geralt, the best impression you do of. Don't go silent on me.
Well, again, he's not involved anymore with them, really.
Is he not? Wait.
No, he hasn't been for ages.
No, because there was Godrodism.
Yeah, but okay,
happened.
but then it turned out that he didn't do anything wrong. That's the thing that people don't know. And they still kick him out.
Didn't he? I don't know.
No, he didn't. No, literally. So, like, if he did, I think the Godrod thing is like just fucking hilarious. But so like it turned out something like 3 different solicitors he had to get to look over a bunch of shit. Who were like, yeah, no, you're all good here. And then he did make a video addressing it, and then I think everybody forgot.
I think the problem was there was a lot of rumors, and didn't Dion admit to talking the girl out of pressing charges?
So look,
this is another thing. Like the people that surrounded PA, like Dion, an ex-copper. Like the first time I ever saw Dion in this thing, she was taking fucking Tommy Robinson apart, and I'm sat there thinking, she's a copper, and you think she isn't going to do this to you when it's all over.
Yeah, but all that was because Mark didn't want to fuck her,
Wait, that's that old granny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But with Dion, you've got to show her a lot of pity, because that was really bad for her when she found that dead Asian girl, wasn't it? I felt, it really impacted her when she saw the dead Asian girl.
Wait,
it was really bad for her, wasn't it? She used to be a copper, and she went to a domestic abuse incident, and instead of feeling any empathy for the girl, it's all about how bad it was for her finding the dead body.
I haven't even seen that.
Isn't that like 10% of police work?
Yeah.
No, police work is knocking on people's doors for tweets, and then going, "Oh, I don't know if I can fit another one in. My caseload is really full, but I'll do it, Sarge. Let me key it in here. Look in the time."
But in the 1950s, when Dion was a policewoman, I mean, it was different back then. Yeah.
Aren't they
It's
like literally
interesting.
trained to in a particular tone of voice that is designed to aggravate and root
in Denmark, don't you? You find out she's a British nationalist and lives in Denmark.
Yeah. Oh, that's always amazing, isn't it? The expat nationalist.
Do you remember live from Patia? Live from the Ethno States? Do you remember him, SJJ? Do you remember fucking what's his name? Omar the rug dealer. I can't remember his name.
Oh no!
What was his
wait,
name? Jakeson Latte. Do you remember Jakeson Latte?
Jakeson Latte. I think
Barely remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember the name. I never watched his shit.
That was part of the Sexpat crew, wasn't it?
But also, wasn't he? He wasn't. He was like what was he? He was like half Chinese or some shit.
He looked very weird. I don't know. He looked like some kind of Turk or something. One of the interesting things about when I just go and I Google. Oh no, I've shown you my wrong Google. I was trying to find a picture of Dion. That's not what I was looking. I wanted to show it. Just like Google image search for Patriotic Alternative, and yeah, obviously it comes up with a couple of things, but not much actually, which shows you that it's completely interspersed with all other weird things, showing that they just haven't broken through in any shape or form. To be fair,
the papers had a good go at trying to push them through, and so did Channel 4, but it just didn't quite happen for them, did it?
So, do you think PA have peaked, and it's downhill from here?
I think it peaked a long time ago, and I think they're trying to redesign themselves. You know.
Yeah. And now we have the Homeland Party that's been set up by Kenny.
Kenny Three Lists.
So, what do you think about the Homeland Party? Then?
Well, their most recent convention, they had to have an armed police escort to escort the members out because it got so protested. So, Kenny being your security expert for your locations and your data, which he's self-appointed again, doesn't seem to go too well for them. Surprise, surprise this time. Mainly, because he probably makes it public access, so.
But again, it's another right-wing party with a flawed leader, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's okay to have a flawed leader. It's just there's just.
PA would have been the simplest thing in the world. If Mark took a back seat, he was some sort of leadership role, but nowhere near the front, and he'd have let Laura run it, like her innocent little Yorkshire face. She'd have been all right, wouldn't she?
I don't know. I don't think it would have gotten any traction, to be honest. And I think she's taken a step back when she's realised, oh shit, what have I got into? And I think she's probably she probably doesn't even have the fucking time now because, the shit that's happened to her family now. So, but one question that kind of needs answering is why is it basically all of the people, all of his capos go to prison, but he doesn't?
Who? Mark Collett?
That is the question, isn't it?
It is a bit strange, and it does make you have a big think. You not reckon?
But don't you? So, I mean, as we kind of, I suppose we'll drift far left to centre right, I suppose. But isn't it about time that all of these splinter parties, put the big boy boots on and realise that they all need to group together, and we need one big kind of far-ish right party, don't we?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that it needs to be something that's I know people complain about funding, but most of the funding seems to go to Mark's capos.
But Mark isn't doing a party. I think they've no intentions of doing a political party ever, have they?
They did, and now they don't. Yeah,
they never were. They never were because they never stood anybody. So,
do you think
it's true oh no, the form didn't get filled in properly?
Yeah, do you think that this is true? That they couldn't fill the form out 5 times? I mean, this. Can't be true, can it?
When you look at the, I think you can actually look at the electoral commission thing, can't you? And it's form not filled in, form not filled in, form not filled in, and it's not even like some petty thing, is it?
Maybe they're just going to become less and less relevant, I guess, and we're kind of doing the where did it go wrong stream already,
But they're still getting the mentions. Didn't they get a mention recently on the Hope Not Hate documentary? What
you need with these things is usually like investors, and so I get the idea of like, well, we need a bunch of people who like aren't crackheads. Yeah. Fair enough, but then you just get a bunch of people who are weird and lolcows, but also some of whom probably are crackheads, So
we've got another super chat from my Serbian Russian funder sending me £1.50 saying, "You like my Ruski money, you make propagandeski for me."
Oh, what's the thing with Stephen Broughton? He's like pro-Ukraine.
I'm going to get him on the show if he keeps sending me the money.
I don't want to be that guy, Stephen Broughton, but the correct opinion is I don't really give a shit. It's a Russian issue.
So I doubt Brutus wants to talk to us anymore then.
I was saying to Hemmy...
SJJ said we're not allowed to talk about Brutus.
Oh, okay. We won't talk about Brutus.
No, I didn't. No.
The first rule of SJJ Club is don't talk about Brutus.
No, this isn't true. I said we can't just do a stream shitting on Brutus because it'd be awkward. But
yeah,
what I was saying before the show is that like he doesn't. He just.
So what are his new takes? What's old Bruty boy been saying then?
Well, we can talk about that in a minute. I wanted to finish up the PA stuff. Okay. The PA stuff and then Homeland Party. So PA, effectively, they've been going like what now? It's about 6 years, isn't it? It's got to be. Was it about 2018 when they started?
Blimey, is it that long?
No, I think it was before that.
Well, longer than 7 or 8 years.
No, because the relaunch was the start of PWR, wasn't it? Because it used to be. Because he stole, again, Collett usurped, what was her name? The bird who got the laptop and then fucked off. What was her name, Geralt?
The one who got the laptop and fucked off?
This week on the alt-right. Do you remember, who was that? The girl who started that?
Was it Tara?
Oh. Tara McCarthy. I think it's Tara McCarthy.
The Indian?
Yeah, like PWR isn't even
the Indian Jew?
Tara McCarthy started it.
The Indian Jew, yeah.
Oh, because it was initially called This Week in the Alt-Right, and she started that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If
total glow up.
These trad thoughts come, and then, like, once they're gone, the memory of them
they're gone, yeah. Total glow up,
Wow, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. It shows how, like, vacuous and empty they were at the time, that you just... All I can remember is the name.
Didn't she do some donations for a laptop, and then she got the laptop and fucked up? It's like they found her a like really nice expensive laptop, and then she just fucked off.
Yeah. So all that was like an e-grift to just get her a new laptop because she couldn't afford one.
You've got to be desperate if you do this all just for a laptop, haven't you?
Yeah.
At least do the long game for like the Bitcoin or something. I mean, come on. So PA, you guys were a thorn in their side, and
not really. We just chatted shit about them and made fun of some of the recent events, and then we just get this surge of like whingers like atting us. And then
what did you think of the Barkley situation?
Barkley. Hold on a sec. I've got a request in the chat, so I've just got to play something.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to point something out here. I've got Hemmingford in the chat saying Brutus was seen buying a train ticket to Glasgow. She's fucking dead. God. She's fucking dead, you cunt. She's overdosed and you're dead and you're making fun of her. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
So if anyone doesn't know,
you think it's fucking funny? What is the matter with you? It's insane. You think it's funny?
Okay.
So
Train
context.
ticket to Glasgow. She's fucking dead, you cunt.
All right.
Jesus
Now.
fucking Christ.
Oh,
All
no,
right.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
I've just got one more to follow it up with because this is a classic.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Here's the fucking $1 million.
Hold
I'm
on.
going to barge in. No, hang on a minute. I'm going to fucking barge in here now. I'm going to tell you the hardcore fucking truth that you guys don't want to hear. Here's the fucking truth of the matter. You don't want to fuck these 16-year-old girls.
Oh
No, listen.
my god.
No.
come on,
You
dude.
don't want to fuck them, but some packy's going to do it instead.
Oh, right. Whoa. Right, for my monetized show, we have to apologise for any offence said there. We didn't mean
It's
that.
not
That's
us
a
that said it.
mistake.
Nobody on this
We're
panel
sorry
said
about
it.
that.
It's
We
not
were
necessarily
reporting-
the views of any. I don't think it is the view of anybody on this panel.
No, we were reporting the news, and that was an important quote there. But we have apologised for any offence spread. So sorry to the listeners there.
So context for the first one. Lacey was this crackhead who, was going to get on a megabus to go to a PA
remember
protest. Mark
I got
was
to go
like,
for a wheel back, so-
no, and she was
God.
this Scottish escort who was on meth. And then and then Brutus thought she died, and was really upset with Hemmy.
Did she die?
She's not dead. She's not dead, thankfully.
Are we sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's alive.
Okay. What happened to
The
her?
second one, I have no idea where he was going with that.
Look, we've all said some things. Well, I haven't because I don't drink, but lots of people have said things when they're drunk that don't come out the right way.
Yeah,
so-
obviously, but I really don't know where he was going with that one.
Yeah. Well, look, you guys have your past with Brutus. It's nothing to do with me. What I was saying to Emmy beforehand is it's not like we don't talk about it, so it's not like it's something that he talks about. He doesn't talk about the fucking S37 gang, blah 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 blah. There's literally none of that. So,
To be fair, I think he doesn't like us because we did a dramatic reading of the Brutus Diaries.
yeah, I think if he really didn't like you, he'd moan about you to me. So
True, yeah.
But
He's just blocked us all. We have no right of reply.
Yeah.
He's just pretending we don't exist.
Yeah. Let me pull the stream up. So, anyway, we were talking. So we've done PA. The Barkley question. What do you think about what happened to Barkley?
What is the Barkley question?
Well, Barkley ended up. He was leafleting for PA, and then the police came, raided his home, arrested him while he was at college, and I don't really know what happened. But
Do you not know more to this story?
no.
Okay, so he got with some kind of trampy underage girl, I think, who was I don't
God.
even remember. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
basically
it's probably
she
best
ended
not
up.
to go into this, Geralt.
Okay, she ended up making some allegations against him.
Charges,
Apparently,
I think he got acquitted. He got acquitted of that.
he got
anyway,
acquitted.
so
Okay,
maybe go
apparently
into
there
that.
was
He was
XYZ, and
Let's talk
basically,
about what
long
we know,
story
Geralt.
short,
The kid,
I was going to
let's
say,
talk about
long
what we know.
story
The
short,
kid was an idiot, weren't he, Geralt?
yeah,
we knew
long
that.
story
Got
short, we had a
basically got
conversation
groomed,
with
yeah.
him before when he was getting into this, before all of this kicked off. We had a long and detailed conversation. That wasn't really that long, but we were just like, look, dude, quit while you're ahead, keep your head down, get a good job, and just don't try and be an e-celeb. It's going to go really horrendously wrong for you. And he so he basically said, no, I'm going to ignore what you guys have said, fall out with you all. I'm going to go support Mark. And then he went to Homeland, and then all the rest of it happened. And then he blocked all of us. Shortly after fucking off, so we don't really know, to be honest. And the last we heard of him, he dropped in our chat about 4 or 5 years later and said that, why you hang out with Fraser? Fraser was at a World of Warcraft tournament in China at an all-you-can-eat buffet where people saw him getting pegged, right? And this is no
this.
word of a lie. This is exactly what he said. Dropped in our chat a couple of months back, just to drop that. And we were like, What?
That's crazy.
But he wasn't like joking. He didn't say it in like a funny way, like we might say. He was deadly serious, and that's the last we heard of him.
And he said, "Come on, guys, you can trust me. I only stabbed you in the back the once."
Poor Barkley, isn't he like a kid who got groomed into the right wing by?
Kinda, yeah.
I don't know. It's quite hard to say because he was. Everyone told him. Well, we all told him not to fucking do it and sort his shit out.
You guys did, but on the other side, he was being encouraged. Celebs. Yeah, he was being encouraged by them. They saw him.
He was actually. I mean, if you want the truth, I mean, Barkley sent me some DMs. He was groomed by Dion. It was Dion that groomed him into PA.
Really now?
Oh no way!
And Dangerfield.
Yeah.
They worked together.
We're talking of teens. Barkley, tell me all about your girlfriend, Barkley.
I've got a nice woman who's going to talk to you in your DMs.
Yeah.
I'll set it up from my office in Cambodia.
Oh my god!
Let me give you a suit. Don't take the shirt off my back.
Yeah, because this is a non-innocent side of what's happened with PA. Now, what it could be said is like the defense could be that PA were they didn't realize what they were doing wrong at the time in their infancy, and so it can be excused. But to me,
I mean, Collett knows as much as anybody. You start doing this stuff at an early age, and it's a stain that lives with you forever. So, like, but Collett of all people shouldn't be doing this to.
You should say, don't get into this unless you're like over 30 years old.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what Adolf Hitler said.
Well, Adolf Hitler was right.
You can clip that. Okay, everybody. There you go.
And he was kind to animals.
Yeah.
And he was a sensitive guy.
Not so kind to his niece, though, was he? But, that's another story.
It's a long story.
Yeah, so Barkley ended up getting arrested for the leaflets, though. This is what puzzles me. Were the leaflets illegal, or was it something that Barkley was doing associated with the leaflets? Do we know?
What? Barkley had an unusually sensual way of being, says that man.
What?
What?
That is a strange sentence.
That is a strange comment. Strangest comment of the evening.
What about Alec Yerbury? We're gonna talk about the Urbanator.
Oh yeah. So this is another fringe
took
party.
Out Yerbs.
Well, he had that debate with Collett where he went, what I'm going to do is say we move into places that are overrun, leaflet, and that's better than what you've been doing wrong, Mark. You've been doing it wrong. You need to go somewhere overrun, leaflet, grow a mustache, and then we'll come talk to me.
Dress up as Nicholas Lyndhurst from Goodnight Sweetheart.
So, what do you think to Alex Yerbury and I guess his cosplaying party? I'm told that Alex Yerbury is the real deal. That this is the future right here.
Okay, so what differentiates?
He looks like an albino Somalian.
Yeah.
Fucking Alec Yakub.
You know that people who watch this are just
big scientist.
You know, people who watch. I hope you realise I have people like the Woodlander who watch this who are going to like listen in and say, "You guys are fucking all wankers. What the fuck's wrong with you? Just tearing us all down. We're trying to do our best."
We are wankers, but it doesn't invalidate our points.
We never claim to be anything other than retards who laugh at dumb shit on the internet. Like,
is that Inspector Gadget says the king's full?
See, that's the albino snowman that he created walking next to him there.
Go, Gadget, Hitler salute.
Oh, wait for this one. Wait for this one here.
Go gadget leaflets. What is this obsession with fucking leaflets? We're in 2020 fucking 4. Why are we handing out leaflets?
I know.
Look, Alec Yerbury has a long coat. Alec Yerbury also drinks water. You know who else drank water, don't you?
Yeah.
It's just, why do they try and make it look so fucking sexy, don't they? They just try and make the far right look sexy whenever they put it on a headline, don't they?
So, I mean, do you think
Hull is known to be like the most, isn't it? Like frequently voted top 3 most depressing places to live, like in Britain,
Yeah.
or at least England.
Scuggy's probably topped himself by now.
Nah, Scuggy's fine.
So, do you think Yerbury is? I mean, what is this outfit that he wears? What is he trying to tell us?
What differentiates him in any way to like from a policy or logistics or image standpoint?
If I can get serious for a second,
yes,
it's like World War II is cultural year 0. You have to be on one side or the other of cultural year 0.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go before that point or after that point. You always have to talk about cultural year 0, and cultural year 0 is World War II.
There's 2 sides to this. So basically, it used to be, I would agree, in the latter half of the 20th century, and maybe even all the way up to 2015, where the reason we can't have nice things, the reason we can't have nationalism, is because 6 million Jews died in a war a few decades ago, right? That's the narrative. So, you're not allowed. Everyone else is, but white people aren't allowed for some reason and then they disambiguated that. And then now, though, they don't really invoke World War II at all. So, like, in terms of British patriotism and all that shit, now it used to be.
You watch BBC Question Time, and it's always it's just like 1930s Germany or the left calling everybody Nazis.
Okay, I haven't seen that for a while, though. That's what I'm saying. So, like, my main point, I
haven't, but I can imagine that's what they say.
I am building something here now. I think that war almost was 100 years ago. So I've made this point before. Like, did people in World War I did they have a little freak out? Like, oh, the Napoleonic War 100 years ago. This is it. Like, no.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Young people now don't even really know what World War II is. They don't know anything about it.
World War II was deemed cultural year 0. It is
and it
isn't
year
0 of current thing.
We've got a new current. Well, I think the whole current year plus whatever we're on now, current year plus 12.
It even shows in our nationalism, like cultural year 0. Are you Churchill or not?
No, but it's changed now. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, so with the whole meme,
it hasn't changed one bit. They still call people Nazis.
Yeah, but I'm saying amongst people that aren't, like young people do not give 2 shits about World War II. They don't even know what it is. They see it as literally ancient history. Because they're not immersed in the propaganda in the same way that in a way that we were. But it used to be with like nationalism that they would let you do this jingoistic Churchill thing, right? Mm-hmm. And they don't even really invoke that anymore. Even in the mainstream media, they don't even really let you have even that identity angle, right? At all. They're trying to erase that as well. So I really think that the new cultural year 0 really is the meme of we are in current year plus 12. And 2012 is apparently the new when everything got fucking woke before we had a word for it and we started to see the creep. I think that's the new fucking the new cultural year 0.
I think I'd say cultural year 0 is probably 2008 when Obama came in.
Yeah, probably. But things were alright for a little bit.
For that.
But that's what I'm saying. Though, appeals to World War II.
The cultural year we should be fighting is the year that Tony Blair came in. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think you're fighting the wrong war?
Well, I mean, I definitely think everything changed with the smartphone. So that's when culture went down. That was 2007, the first iPhone, and then everybody got a smartphone. Like a few years after that, didn't they? Unless you're really rich. So maybe Geralt's right, somewhere like 2012.
Most normie, like literally, like they are drooling. They don't have thoughts or personalities, and they're literally just like, They literally go, oh yeah, that's true. Because
What do you mean? You have voices in your head. What a fucking weirdo.
That's true because I saw it on telly. Like literally, you know, like fucking, and they've got memories. They literally have they can remember yesterday sometimes.
I think that man Prime's right. There are multiple year zeros, like 1984, the 70s the 70s comedies got memory hold.
I'd go with that. I'd go with that.
PC culture was when PC culture was the beginning of the end, because that's when they started policing language.
Well, yeah, definitely. But now,
once they gain control of the language, they gain.
Maybe we're in this weird spot though, where people are genuinely feeling the crushing effects of how shit this economy is run, with groceries being really expensive, with the fucking income tax, and it's like we're taxed to oblivion. Nothing gets better, and we're just being flooded by fucking undesirables 24/7. And there's this really uncomfortable atmosphere walking around all places now.
There's no way to stop it at all.
Yeah, because if you went to somewhere, but that's what I mean. So the apparatus really.
We can stop Martin Sellner and two birds coming in the country quite easily, but we can't.
Yeah.
We can't stop anyone else.
Yeah, and if you enter a place, you couldn't possibly exit it. Well, these that's what I mean with the infrastructure. I think with these political things, I think you caught the tail end of this when I was actually before we fell out with Phil. I went on a stream, and it was around the same. What was the thing that got me? Yeah, it was the Southport shit. And I said, right, if you want to take over, I think some people are looking at it wrong. How about you actually do deport 1 billion fucking people, white liberals included?
Right, Babu has a question for you. He says, will you buy Nima Parvini's course? Academic agent. Obviously, I won't call him what SJJ calls him, because that's incredibly bad.
What's his course on?
Wait, what do I call him? Come on.
It's like academic agent, and you add an extra letter, don't you?
Bacon Sarnie agent.
Absolutely disavow that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely don't do that.
What is Nima Parvini's course?
Bacon Sarnie Academy.
Nima Parvini just makes me feel like I just feel a bit peckish. I'll have a Nima Parvini and I'll have a Ralph Malamalami.
So let me just finish my thought here. So you deport 1 billion people, white liberals included, and then you go, no, what you're talking about? When the media start crying, you go, no, what you're talking about? You're lying. We just imported. You deport 1 million people to start off with, right? And then you go, no, we've just imported 1 billion people.
You're starting at the wrong place, Geralt. The place you start is by encouraging people to leave on their own steam. You don't start throwing people out.
No, yeah. No, you politely invite them. Yeah.
What I would do is reduce pull factors.
But hold on,
we can't deport 1 million people.
You can't.
No, we can't.
Why not?
For the economy, because of the economy. The economy.
Oh yeah. The black hole budget.
It would if we did it.
What would Deliveroo do without all those people they pay £2 a day for? £2
Yeah, exactly. So basically, and then you go, no, what you're talking about? We're the most progressive government that's ever existed. No, you're not. You're lying. We didn't deport 1 million people yesterday. We imported, 1 billion. What you're talking about? We're the most diverse nation ever, and you basically do the opposite of what you're saying you're doing. Because it seemed to work for the past 100 years.
And their new leader are the ultimate expression of that, aren't they? Look at us. Look at you, Labour. You're all white.
Yeah.
What a fucking thing to say.
So you literally just gaslight. You do 24/7 gay ops. You just gaslight and you do the opposite. So when you are the far right fascist dictatorship, you say, no, we're the most progressive and we're the most diverse and the most gay. You're none of those things, but you say that you are, and then you literally.
Yeah, let me just address this. Punk Bastardo says, SJJ thinks that this all started in 2012. What the fuck? I think...
We were talking about dips.
No, that was me. It's not 2012. Dips. Right, I distinctly remember
this is a question to SJJ, Geralt.
Oh, I thought he was saying, he was questioning if he thought it started in 2012 in, what you think this started in 2012?
Allowed to answer on his own show?
Yeah, well, let me just answer this. I was saying the smartphone definitely disrupted society immensely. I think that we are really, really downstream from smartphones. I think we're in the most disruptive phase of social history basically ever. Culture is
But
changing
you'd say
much
more than
rapidly
the television, even, would you say?
I think access to the internet it's so disruptive. I think much of the migration crisis is due to people in foreign countries being able to look on their phone and just learn about another country. You know, I really think the smartphone has completely changed the world. I mean, everybody's plugged into it 24/7, and this only happened. Everybody forgets how recent this is. People the average person didn't get a smartphone until 2012, 2013, 2014.
Yeah, but before that, it was newspapers.
Which is a controlled medium.
They're not as invasive because a kid can't read a newspaper in bed, and if they did, they'd be a bit fucking weird, wouldn't they?
So if you really think about it,
I agree with you, SJJ. There's nothing as invasive. Smartphones are invasive. They are really, really invasive.
So much so. They have become an extension of your body. You see people walking down the street, tripping up, bumping into each other, walking into fountains because they're looking at their smartphone, getting knocked over because they were looking at their smartphone, crashing cars because they're texting. All this kind of stuff is so crazy, and it's only about 10 years old as a phenomenon.
Yeah. I think, just further thoughts on that. I think if you remember the before time, it's a tool. As much as we do utilize it in daily life, it's hard to get by without one these days. But if you
if you guys want to hear something funny, I remember watching the BBC News, and they had this guy on there, and he said, "That's it. The mobile phone market has reached saturation point." But this is obviously before smartphones, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah. I think, but I think I think a lot of it is a lot of kids, they're not really parented. The parents literally just leave them alone with the fucking internet. It's are you fucking
there are quite a few that just give them the iPad, don't they?
Yeah.
Shut them up.
Well, this is why Gen Alpha is also known as the iPad generation.
But not only that, they know fuck all about technology, which is kind of really...
Which is really,
how can you be raised in technology and know fuck all about it?
Yeah.
Because it's all apps, isn't it?
So it's but I remember this. So, finding a file, clicking the music folder and being able to drag and drop into another folder. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to copy paste. It's fucking crazy. It's
well, they don't because it's all streaming, isn't it? They don't do torrenting or Shareazar or LimeWire like the good old days.
Yeah, where you if you wanted to be able to do anything on the internet in the not quite the before time, so at the zenith around the I'd say 2005, maybe 4 to 2012 to 13, you had to have a little bit of know-how on a computer, not loads. You didn't have to be a programmer, but you had to know how to do certain things and be willing to teach yourself. Whereas now, I guess phones do a lot for you.
God,
and
do you remember those? The King's Fall says that's how we got all those lovely third world campfire videos. Oh, Jesus. Do you remember the Jungle Justice videos? Oh, God.
Yeah, but I guess, I guess if a lot of them don't actually have computers in the house, I guess. So, why would they not use them?
As I was saying, a quick pun. If you had a Ralph Masalami, whatever his name is, with a Nima Parvemian on the side, would that make you feel peckish?
Yeah. So just to address it, so Zoomer, I think even the smartphone has been invasive to the Zoomer generation. So older Zoomers, because Zoomers start in 1997. Well, they didn't get smartphones. The Zoomers who were born 1997, 1998, 1999 didn't get a smartphone until they were 16, and then
anyone known, So a lot of their childhood, they would have been monitored and stuff, But you won't remember a time before that.
Well, you see, I'm an Xer, so I was the generation we used to get slung out on a Saturday morning, go see your mates. Bye.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was actually at work the other day. I was saying, what was it? I said they were sort of talking about. There's a guy who was sort of around. He turned 20 around during COVID. Not 20, sorry. He graduated school, whatever, when COVID was there. I was like, so what was I actually like then? And he's like, it was, he goes, yeah, it was great. He's like, we just played Fortnite. They literally said that you had to sign in school on a laptop that they sent you, but if you didn't, there was fuck all they could do about it. And that was his final school year.
Send you home.
And then I was sort of like saying to like some people as well. I was like, because you got to put on your fucking normie filter, but like I just said, so it's so strange now where like kids can't say nasty, call each other names or say nasty stuff, but like kids will literally be doing cocaine at 10 and stabbing each other, and normies are okay with that.
He's probably drunk.
Huh?
Phil's probably hammered now. It's Friday night. It's
is Phil in the chat?
Night. Yeah.
I was going to try and get Phil on tomorrow
stream.
night. All right, I've sent you it on Telegram, Phil.
We can ask Phil why he's fallen out with us, and finally get to the bottom of have we fallen out with Phil.
I hope I don't have to kick you off. Come on, Phil.
But like when I was a kid, like when going out for a beer with your mates, not a kid, but teenager, going out with your mates and that, like you had to be part like detective because you had to know your mates' movements and kind of know where they were.
What do you fucking mean? I'm probably drunk. What the fuck do you mean by that? You fucking
Phil, have we fallen out with Phil?
Sorry, I mean definitely drunk. Sorry, Phil, I mean definitely drunk.
Phil, why have we fallen out with Phil?
I'll tell you why we've fallen out, Geralt. Because
have we fallen out with Phil?
No, I've fallen out with Geralt. And
he knows fucking...
It's Geralt. It's Geralt. You were because of Geralt.
Why is Hemmy blocked?
Is he blocked?
And why is English blocked?
I don't fucking know. Listen,
I tried DMing him. I thought he left the group for his own reasons.
Yeah, Geralt, we were in a chat with an American girl, and you were trying to impress her because you're a fucking simp.
Yeah.
And you betrayed me. You've betrayed me, Geralt.
Sounds about right. To be honest.
Yeah. Well, there's no need for that. So
I'm sorry, Phil. I didn't mean to. Can we be friends again?
Yeah, we'll be friends. But listen. Okay. Remember, fuck Fanny. Like, Fanny comes and goes.
Rose before homes, Geralt.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
What his name? You betrayed me. You started doing this class shit.
I'm happy that we're friends again, though.
Are we friends? Like, you did this class shit. It's like, I'm from a middle... Shut the fuck up, Geralt.
Phil, you know how when you're drunk, how you are when you're drunk, Geralt's exactly the same. I think I don't think you're any particularly moral.
Actually, Hemmy, I'm actually a really nice person. I'm actually a really nice person.
You are, not when you're drunk, though. You're a fucking nightmare.
I'm not, no. I'm just like Geralt. Actually, do you know what the problem is, Hemmy? Me and Geralt, when we're drunk, we're actually the good people. It's actually you who's the bad person, Hemmy. Yes. You're the bad person. When you
I'm fun when I'm drunk. I start doing karaoke.
I remember Mrs. Hemmy kicking off because you were fucking hell, Hemmy. That was bad.
Mrs. Phil's never kicked off because Phil's
no. Mrs. Phil is a lightweight. She can't keep up with me.
Yeah.
No way. She's asleep.
Right. Shall we try to remember we've got an audience? We're not just in like Telegram VC.
Fuck the audience. What do they want to talk about? Do you want to talk about... They want to talk about politics, don't they? They want to talk about Palestine. Fuck them. Right, at the end of the day, they were always going to lose to Jews, obviously. It's sad. Listen, I love Jews in an ironic way where I want them to die. Yeah, but... right... Let's be real here.
Right, we'll just disavow for my monetized channel. We'll just disavow that.
That was ironic. Yeah. That was an ironic joke, like an indie joke. It's like we're hipster indie people.
Well, to be fair, that's all right. They're pro-Palestine. Oh no!
No, listen. Nobody's going to defeat the Jews ever. I know it's sad. I'm sad as well. But let's be fucking real here. They're pretty fucking good at war. They're really fucking good at war. They've defeated Assad. I fucking love Assad, and it's over. It's fucking over.
What was that all about? It's like, oh yeah, the war's all over in Syria. I was like, I didn't know it was fucking going on. Wait, what?
No, yeah, that's the thing. It's like fucking hell. That was pretty fucking quick, Jews. They were like, yeah, we just funded a Turkish ISIS organization to destroy Assad in like a week. Like, what? What the fuck? That ended in a week. They're like, yeah, we destroyed Syria in a week. Anyway, next,
I didn't even know Syria was at war and they lost. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, it's all over. It's all over. Like, we have to realise it's all over. Assad's gone. I love Assad, by the way. He's sort of white. He's like a Mediterranean sort of person.
What is it? Is he an eye doctor or a dentist? I can't remember.
He's an eye surgeon. Yeah, he's an eye surgeon.
Yeah.
And that was the meme. It's like, tell you what, the only bloody immigrant that goes to Russia is a bloody doctor. Fucking hell. Fucking, that was the meme.
You know, you're right at how quickly it was over. I even saw a piece in a newspaper just like yesterday saying Bashar al-Assad says he will set up an eye surgery in Moscow.
Yeah,
like,
that's real. That's real shit. It's real shit. It's like he went to Russia and Russia like he's like, we're surely going to invade Syria again. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Can I have an eye surgery? Yeah.
In charge. It was like ISIS are taking huge chunks of Syria. Oh no, Assad's got his shit together. It's all sorted, lads.
And by the way, I believed this shit. I was like, yeah, Assad, fuck Jews. And now I'm black-pilled as fuck. It's like, you know what? Nobody can defeat Jews. Nobody. None of us. White people, blacks, anyone. There's no way we can defeat them. They're really good at this shit. They defeated Assad in a fucking week. Just over.
Why were they
Completely
at war
gone.
for years then?
Hey?
But did they just like wake up a week ago and it's like, right, time that Assad goes, right, there he's gone.
Yeah, that's how quick it is. That's how quick it is. It's like, shit. It's like Jews. We got to be careful about... Well, not Jews. Let's be politically correct.
Israel.
The right wing Israelis. That's a good one. Right wing Israelis, yeah.
There's somebody I know on Twitter who is constantly posting that what's in it? Netanyahu is a modern day Caesar. And like all the right wing hate him for the, they're like, how dare you like say this? But he's like, no, he actually is for the Jews, like it's all over.
Yes, for the Jews.
Wait, hang on a minute. Didn't the Taliban just take back over Afghanistan? And haven't Israel failed to shift
do they care
Palestine
about
that are literally armed with rocks?
No, they don't give a fuck. No, Jews don't. No. Jews don't give a fuck. Like Jews are going to completely take over Syria now. This is going to be a thing in the next year. You'll go,
yeah, because they've been bought out.
It's like, you remember Syria was like...
Is it the Golan Heights? What's the part of Syria?
What do you mean Golan Heights? All of Syria is going to be Israel in a year. I promise you.
I thought they were carving it up with the Turks, weren't they?
What do you mean they're carving it up with the Turks? No, they're fucking not. It's all going to be Israel. Like, all of it. All of fucking Syria is going to be Israel. 1,000,000%. They've just spent...
I thought Greater Israel was an anti-Semitic canard film.
I thought that as well, but it turns out it's real. It's real shit. Turns out it's real. Turns out that you were being anti-Semitic and you're like, wait, I'm right about things. It's like, yeah, you're actually right, schizophrenic man. You're like, shit, I'm right. Yeah, you're right. You need to be worried because we're Jews and we're taking over all of Syria. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you allowed to do this? Because something about Hitler. Something.
Well, it's just American backing, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's American back, goddamn Americans. Not the Jews, it's the Americans, isn't it?
Wait,
to be fair, you got to hand it to Assad.
The Americans. Go ahead, it's the
utterly mad idea of the so-called.
Okay, so hang on a minute, right? So it is America's infrastructure and military. However, this has been co-opted by allies of Israel.
Yeah. Yeah, basically it's all over. Oh, I love that video.
This guy says you are...
I'm not going to lie to you, I don't give a fuck about that video.
I saw that video. SJJ, I saw that.
Let me just say what he says. He says that you are the world's craziest anti-Semite. If you think
total anti-Semitic,
Israel benefits.
I'm absolutely mad to think that Israel is going to take over Syria.
Right,
you just swivel-eyed lunatic, Phil.
Hang on.
You just swivel-eyed lunatic.
Just before the guy in the video starts, he is 100% Dangerfield's fixer.
Yeah. No, he's an Angloid. He's a complete Angloid, and he believes that I'm a mentaloid spastic. It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
but he's the fixer that sets up Dangerfield's quote-unquote clients.
Probably.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
That's not true.
Hey, there's no need for that. He's not a paedophile. He's a... Oh,
He just cosplays as one.
Probably, yeah, on the weekends.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, you know your channel keeps
national
constantly getting
only
banned.
the most
Well, SJJ doesn't want that. Maybe.
Yeah, listen, I'm not being anti-Semitic. I'm just saying that the right wing, the bloody right wing, not the left wing, the left wing Jews, they're fucking base. We love them. They're goddamn progressives, and we love them. Yeah, just these goddamn right wing, racist, fucking right wing Jews who are ruining for left wing Jews.
Why do you think all political talk on the internet always comes down to talking about Jews?
Because
it's like a rule on the internet. It's like no conversation on the internet can occur without mentioning the Jews.
Wow, there's a question behind that. There is a question behind that, and that's an interesting question. A question, a JQ, if you will, that we have to explore, but not on this channel because this is a friendly channel. It wants sponsors.
We love Israel.
We love it. I love Israel.
Big SodaStream fans.
Big SodaStream fans. Did I tell you that we love the Jewish people? The left wing,
what kind of
Jewish
pomegranates
people.
are your favourite, Phil? Where's the best place to grow pomegranates?
Israel.
Well, it would be in Israel. Yeah, and I love. By the way, we're not racist because we love the left wing Jews. The left wing Jews in Israel, climate change, race mixing, whatever they're on about, whatever fucking shit they're on about. I love that. I support that completely. Whatever bullshit they're on about, I support them. But the right wing Jews, the racist Jews, they got to go. Yeah. I'll shut up now.
Can I be real about the JQ for 1 second? The JQ isn't an English question; it's an American question. The problem with the Americans is they tried to proceed with the fucking stupid idea of a classless society, and what happened was they had an aristocracy grow up.
Yeah, they did. They were like, let's not talk about class. And it's like, well, look what happened to your society. Well, we've got loads of class now. It's like, you got loads of class. You got way more class than we had. Like, you've got billionaires, trillion. They got Elon Musk, who's like a fucking quadrillionaire. He's going to be like a fucking... Look at SJJ triggered. He's like, fucking bastard. I ain't fucking shit on Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk. I'm my best pal. I'd suck Elon Musk off if he asked me. Fuck yeah. He's going to go to the Mars.
It's not that much, but Elon Musk has been incredibly influential. I called it 2 years ago. I said Musk maximalism was, the way to go.
It's not a thing, though. Like, he is a retard. You got to understand that. Like it's like Trump. Like, he supports Trump. Trump's a fucking idiot.
To be fair, it was pretty based when he told Bob Iger to go fuck himself. That was quite.
That's
funny.
good. Well, it's like Trump's a fucking idiot. Like, Trump's like, we're gonna put tariffs on the world, and every fucking idiot's like, yeah, tariffs. China's gonna pay. It's like, that's not how a tariff works, you fucking idiot. Like, a tariff works is that you put a tax on a country so your own country.
Well, it's to protect something you already have, but they've already given all the manufacturing to China.
The point is you're going to pay more. You're like, what do you mean I'm going to pay more? It's like, yeah, we're putting a tariff on China.
Okay. Even if it is an American
you have to pay more.
Hang on. Right. Even if it is an American question, it's the current cultural seat for the English-speaking world is still America, and pretending that Britain isn't this fucking, like, basically collapsed third world fucking, like, state outside the city of London is kind of silly.
Yeah, we are. We're a collapsed third world shithole. Well, let's be real. Like, England, we're behind Poland, we're behind Romania.
Yeah.
Like, we're behind Romania. Like, let's be real.
Come on, this is demoralisation.
No, it's not being demoralised. Like, Romania have got high-speed rail. We don't have that, SJJ.
That's because we've got all their criminals. That's why.
Yeah, we have. We've got all their criminals. They've got high-speed rail and better broadband. Romania is better to live than England. England is
insane.
a fucking shithole. England is a fucking shithole.
It is
Let's
an
be real.
expensive third world shithole with shit weather.
England is fucking terrible. We have shit houses. Our houses are from World War fucking II. We have crap broadband. The weather's fucking dog shit. We get paid nothing. We're ruled by fucking Keir Starmer.
Oh my
Shut
God,
the fuck
bro.
up. Hey, SJJ, what is good about England? Go on, name it. You live in a shitty World War II house, true or false?
No, this house was built in the 1970s, I think.
Oh, right, look at SJJ. So, actually,
we are literally in the ruins of an empire. I truly believe
we are. We're
I live in
ruins
one
of
of
an
those
empire.
like Barrett homes that's like a shoebox.
Oh, yeah. Look at SJJ showing off. My house is a Barrett home. It's actually a Barrett home. I've got like a fitted bathroom and my mummy gave me this. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like most of England, it's a shithole. England's a shithole. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah.
It's a shithole.
But why haven't you moved abroad then, Phil?
I want to move abroad. When I get enough money, I'm out of this fucking shithole. Like England, it's fucking wank. England's wank.
And where are you going to go? Where are you going to go?
Somewhere sunny and warm. Italy, maybe.
I agree with you about the weather. I mean, I agree about the weather. Yeah.
All right, what's good about England then?
I quite like the changes in the weather. At least it's fucking something to talk about.
Something to talk about. The fact that it's like always mild
but in
all
the
the
winter
time.
you appreciate the summer, in the summer you appreciate the winter.
What summer? What summer do we have? We don't have a summer. There's no fucking summer in this country. We have about a week of reasonable weather. This country's fucking shit. It's shit weather. The people are dickheads. No one gives a fuck about it. Just give up. I'm alright with giving up. It's like, fuck the country.
But Phil, you are a little bit of a Russophile, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Fuck England. It's fucking shit, Jesus. I am drunk, yeah. Yes, of course I'm fucking drunk. It's Friday. I'm Friday, and it's Friday, and I'm in England.
The day's got a Y in it.
Yeah.
Right. So let's remember that we're doing a show. Okay.
I'll shut the fuck up now.
What the people want to know is Homeland Party the way forward?
No, obviously not.
Can I just ask? I hate to look at Hope Not Hate, but what the heck is this? Introducing the Homeland Party, Mein Kampf, UFOs, and fascist fitness.
Based?
What the heck is that?
They're still doing faggot fitness, fascist fitness.
How did UFOs come up? That's the interesting.
What's that about?
Well, it's going to be this. It's going to be this Hyperborean shit where it's like, did you know that the Nazis escaped to Antarctica? It's like, shut the fuck up.
Did.
That didn't.
And Argentina.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
They got destroyed by Jews and English people, and that was the end of it.
Listen, Phil.
Nazis are over.
Listen, right?
Over.
Listen, they flew on a UFO, and before they got on the UFO, they trained in fascist fitness so they could spread Mein Kampf and go to the homeland in Argentina.
I believe they're supposed to be called UAPs now. They're not called UFOs anymore. They're called UAPs.
Here's the thing: Kenny Smith has got breasts.
And what
this
does
man has got?
Stand for?
This man,
Kebab King Kenny Kebab.
He's not even like, he's like, yeah, bro, I'm the Aryan master race. It's like, bro, you got bigger tits than my missus. Let's be real here, bro.
Oh, he's still wearing the wrong T-shirt there. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you're in Homeland. You're in Homeland.
Get the
Look
right
at
shirt on.
SJJ's there going, hey, bro, did you realise you're wearing the wrong T-shirt? By the way, I am a legend. I'm a kickboxer.
Nipples
you know what?
protruding, very disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm a kickboxer. You know that. I'm a kickboxer, and you're wearing the wrong T-shirt. You're wearing a Patriotic Alternative T-shirt. I'll kickbox. You reckon you can kickbox him in the head, SJJ? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Could you take Kenny? Do you reckon, SJJ?
Well, I'd just have to tie him out one time, I guess.
So who do you reckon you could take, him or Collett? Because obviously the weight differential with Kenny's.
Oh,
quite
come
big,
on!
innit,
I hate
SJJ?
these questions. I hate it. Because how am I supposed to answer that without looking?
Oh, I'll make it easier. Mark or Laura? Which one could you have in a fight?
Laura would fuck him up. Laura's got money.
Absolutely, yeah. Laura would get me in a jiu-jitsu move, and then I've got no ground game, so I'm screwed.
She'd smother you with her dinner lady breasts.
She'd get me in a chokehold, yeah.
Yeah.
So, are any of these fringe parties going?
You can take Corbyn Army. Where is
succeed?
Corbyn Army anyway? I believe I was the last person to speak to him online, weren't I?
The serious question is, are any of these fringe parties ever going to get onto like the electoral ladder at all, or is it just a waste of time?
I don't think the platform of "I wish Hitler won World War II" is really a vote winner, is it?
Well, BPP thinks it is. I mean, he was on our show to tell us that we should be trying to rehabilitate Adolf Hitler, and that's what people want.
No, the point is, none of these parties are ever going to get anywhere because, like, we don't live in a democracy. And even if we did live in a democracy, they wouldn't get anywhere anyway. Like, we're not getting anywhere. What are you fucking on about? It's like, do you think Homeland are going to win the fucking election? It's like, if you want to win an election, you need about what Nigel Farage spent about, £7 million a year for 20 fucking years to get Brexit done. So let's be fucking real here.
Then he fucked up.
And then he fucked off, and he still hasn't got anywhere. So
Yeah.
like, Mark Collett,
Well,
they haven't got the money.
But
No one's got the money for
you're
this.
assuming. Hold on a sec. You're assuming that Nigel Farage's aim was to get Brexit done.
No,
Farage's
he
aim-
wasn't. No, I'm not assuming that.
Nigel Farage's
I'm saying-
aim was to be in perpetual opposition.
Yeah, it was. But even the point is that he had £7 million a year. Mark Collett doesn't have that. I believe Mark Collett and Kenny Smith has probably got like 20 grand a year. A fucking studio cleaner probably earns more than fucking Kenny Smith. Let's be fucking real here. These people, none of these people have got the money.
People, say it properly, Phil. These people.
Because let's be fucking real here. You need about £7 million a year to run in a general election. None of us have got that. Let's be fucking real here. It's fucking totally over for nationalism.
So the answer then, if there's no chance of these fringe,
there's no money.
Like, explicitly ethno-nationalist parties getting through, and you're right, Phil. I worked it out at £500 a deposit over 600 constituencies. It costs £325,000 for a party just to stand a candidate in every constituency in the country.
Well, isn't it about time all of these people grew up and became one fucking party?
Well, you've got to be reasonable.
How many of these parties have we got? We got Heritage, we got Reform, we've got the English Democrats, we've got the SDP.
It's just stupid.
It's crazy. It's fucking stupidity. Like,
it's stupidity, but like the reality is, like SJJ, you just pointed out, it's like, what is it? What did you say then? What was the final?
£325,000 to stand in every constituency.
Plus marketing and like all that shit. It's a couple of million, isn't it? Like with marketing and whatever. Yeah. But like the point is,
deal on leaflets.
Yeah, and not just leaflets. Like no one gives a fuck about leaflets. You know,
well, this is what I said earlier. Like, why are these people? Why are they still leafleting in this fucking day and in 2020 fucking 4? Why are they still leafleting?
You need a marketing manager. Like you got to pay for. It sounds fucked up. It's like you got to pay for like proper professionals to do marketing for you. But you actually do. You actually do. And it costs a lot of money.
So then,
do you think they stand more of a chance if all of these splinter parties kind of one of them puts all of them put their big boy pants on and decide to join into?
You haven't got the money for it. Like no one has. The reality is that England. This is the black pill. England is a liberal country. It just is, and you've got to accept that. It's sad. It's something that you have to. I don't like accepting this myself. It's like, is England a liberal country? It fucking actually is. Like England and America are liberal countries. Their constitution.
Well, not the Americans. America's a conservative country.
This is actually what Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer said this. He said, "Look at like if there's a poll in the UK, for instance, about just look at the poll for ask Britons what they think about abortion.
Do you trust polls? Because there's that poll.
Yeah, no, you should listen to SJJ. Listen, it's sad, but you got to listen to it. Go on, SJJ.
Yeah, Richard Spencer said if you look at a poll on abortion in the UK, and it's at like at least 90% in believe in full abortion.
I don't buy
but what I'm saying is, like, can you really believe polls? Because there's that poll that keeps floating around where you know the overwhelming majority of people want to rejoin the European Union.
Well, first of all, think about this: the mainstream media,
1,300 selected people.
The mainstream media is never going to publish a poll that shows that they are disagreed with. And also, whenever they get a poll result, I'm like, well, who did the poll? How many people was it? And in what area? And what type of people? I just think, like...
Well, that's true. Like reality is, it's like who you're talking to. If you're talking to a lot of middle class people, a lot of middle class people will be inherently liberal. They will.
And people. Hang on though. Like, take the Trump election, for instance, right? And the poll showed that Hillary was going to win. Okay, wait.
How do you explain England's a liberal country when every chance we get, we vote against mass immigration?
I'll say England is a liberal country because, right, so our entire history is liberal. Like, if you talk about the 1700s, I don't want to fucking say this, but it's like since the 1700s, England has been a liberal country. Like,
but it's
I know, it's bad. I know it's not shit lib, but like the majority of people, if you ask them about their opinions on stuff, you say, do they believe in free speech? Free speech is a liberal concept. It's like free speech, liberal. You talk about abortion. They typically won't be a person who's like, I'm fully against abortion. They'll say, well, it should be this.
Well, I do kind of agree with you. A lot of people, but and then again, a lot of people.
Most people in England are liberal.
Think as long as they do it in the privacy of their own bedroom, it's okay.
Right, okay, but we need to define terms
here. They're all about individualism. That's the point. Like with English people and American people, they're all about private property. They're all about the individual. That's a problem. It's a problem that has infected the Western world where, like it or don't like it, like English people and American people are very individually focused. They're focused on individual property rights and individual rights.
Yeah, because hang on a minute. Wait. I've got it.
Geralt, go on.
Right. Okay, but the ethnic makeup and the high trust society is pre-assumed with individualism. You can afford to be those things when you live in that.
Yeah, but I'll also add Christianity. Like the thing is, like we have got another aspect to this, which is Christianity, is that we have also got another mind virus, which is Christianity. That Christianity teaches that. I don't know if you like this or not, but it's like Christianity teaches that you can't be a fucking racist or sexist or anything like that. It fucking does. Yeah. It literally
doesn't does. Okay, but what era are we talking about?
Does.
Right, okay, yeah, no, but it really doesn't, though, because you've got to define the era, especially if you're going to talk about the history of it over the past, it's only really in the past, post-World War II?
Like, we do have some weird opinions, though, because a lot of people are sick of all the diversity in the adverts. And they're all kind of, they're kind of sick, and they're sick.
I don't think a lot of people are, though. I don't think a lot of people are.
I think
a lot of people don't care. I think a lot of people don't care. Like a lot of people in England and America don't give a fuck about any of this shit. They're quite happy.
I don't know. How do you explain people turning off the BBC in their droves, though? Like people don't want to see diversity on the TV, do they? They just want to watch EastEnders with like British characters on it, don't they?
I don't think they do though. Like I can't. This is anecdotal, but I can't do anecdotal shit. But it's like the reality is that if we were going to get nationalism, we would have had it by now already. Like the reality is that it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I agree that we're not a nationalist race. But it's kind of weird because we never needed to be nationalist because we're on an island, aren't we? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just like there's a lot of prerequisites that were just sort of fucking assumed here that apparently now are just according to our current power structure unassumed, which is really shaking people. But people are noticing things.
We've had mass migration on a level that's fucking unreal. We've had like fucking millions of people brought onto this country, and like English people have done fuck all. Like they've done nothing. Like English people don't care. They actually don't give a fuck about being replaced. They actually don't.
They do. Okay, but then I would ask you this. So
hold on a minute.
Does the average person have to affect that?
I'd like to discuss this
because they're constantly lied to.
Thomas White says nationalism is the enemy of the white race. He's kind of right, isn't he? Like American nationalism with its white blob is the enemy of the white race, isn't it?
Can I just add something to what Phil was saying about how like people, you guys were saying people don't like the diversity in that, but Phil's kind of, I think, making the point they're not actually noticing, and I've noticed this, right? Like my parents are more based-ish than most people. Like let's say they're like, I don't know, between a Tommy Tard and a Farage or whatever, they're noticing, but I notice when I go round to see them, they'll be like watching Coronation Street or something, and I'll look at the television and I'll actually say to them, how many of these like Pakistani families have been in the show or whatever, and they like haven't even noticed that they've crept in.
They don't give a fuck.
They're watching basically now a show about Pakistani families, black families, and they haven't, with a few like whites mixed in, and they haven't noticed.
Well, whites are in, but they've got to be gay, haven't they?
Yeah.
Are you telling me the NPCs just do whatever you tell them and will just eat whatever is put in front of them? Like, dude, what I'm kind of saying, just to respond to Phil's point a minute ago. So, like, you were saying, oh fuck, it's gone. Never mind. It'll come back to me.
Oh, bro. Right. The point is that like England, like English people and American people, they're liberal to the core. And I'm not saying this in a way where I'm disparaging them. I'm just saying that this is a fact of reality.
You need to define your terms.
Yeah, because whenever we hear liberal, we think shit lib, and I think you have to.
No, I don't mean that. Liberal. No, I mean
but that's what is meant.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean that. I don't mean shit lib. I mean that like shit libs control our society. They control our society to the point where they can brainwash people. To tolerate stuff,
and they take advantage because they go, look at Paul Mohammed. He's just
most people
he's fleeing war, and
most people want to keep up with the Jonesies.
Poor bloke, don't they?
All the shit libs, literally. Let's say that fucking you know Hitler 2 Electric Boogaloo happened tomorrow. These fucking like Karen shit libs would be like the biggest enforcers of that orthodoxy, right? They don't actually have real beliefs.
Yeah, there's definitely something to that. People do just go along with the current vibe.
Yeah, but the fact is, you don't want everybody plugged into the political system because it'll cause chaos. Like you need a percentage of the populace that will just go with whatever's told.
Well, that was. I think those are the questions. Instead of culture, I think a lot of people's actual concerns generally are infrastructure and daily living and all that stuff. Like you've got to have quite a unique brain when those things are crumbling to be able to think about, well, why is this happening? What's the cultural root? You've got to have a very specific brain. Whereas a lot of people do just sort of, the earthly things that directly affect them. It's sad, but it's true. But what I was going to say to Phil, it did come back to me, was basically, like the average person, when you say that they don't give a fuck or what have they done? Well, really the average person, what ability do they actually have? Like to affect this stuff? Like, because at every point that they're given the choice, they do vote against this stuff whenever they're given, and they assume that the government will effectively roll out the policies that they say they're gonna, that they vote for, and then they never do. And then you just think, well, it's fucked. What can I do? I got no money, etc. Like, they got apathy. Like the point is it's not apathy. I think it's disaffection, or like they're just lied to about the idea of.
I think punch drunk is probably a more accurate description of it.
Yeah, they just get along with it.
People are trying. They're like, I keep voting against this stuff, and I keep having it. What the fuck's going on?
They give up eventually. It's like at my place. It's like at my place, we got a load of African workers, and you obviously could be a racist, but you could obviously just go, "What's the fucking point? I'm just going to get fired."
Exactly.
If I'm a racist, I'm just going to get fired. I'm just going to get fucking fired and lose my job, man.
Yeah. And if you're really
Like,
depressed, you know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things you can do, like really go out with a gentleman from Niger, I believe you were.
Yeah,
that's
so
what I'm
let me
saying.
rein this conversation back in then. So the question comes then, if an explicit nationalist party can't make any electoral headway and save us, right, then if we want immigration restrictionism, don't we have to get behind Nigel Farage?
No, because he's not going to do anything. We had about.
Isn't the real problem that they always become German supremacists rather than English nationalists?
Well, we're
Isn't
not
that
going
the
to get.
real problem with our nationalist parties?
Well, I agree with that. But like half
Yeah.
the chat would disagree. They would say we need to be more like Nazis.
Well, the thing is, we can't get behind Nigel Farage as well.
Let me maybe
We
shed a
can't
bit
get
of light on
behind them
this. What
either.
they like is the success of that party from the 40s. What they like seeing is the success and how big it got and how it actually succeeded. Whereas, really, what are your options when you're looking at?
But they've been like half of these kids have been sold the same lie as the boomers. That
Well, it's
that
the
Hitler's
current
really
year
the
in the
good
World War
guy.
II thing. Whereas we were very successful as a very nationalistic country for like you know hundreds upon hundreds of years. Like we didn't need the Nazbol stuff, which is kind of the argument from this side. But then it's like, yeah, okay, but we haven't really seen an example of what works in this modern era. We just haven't, you know.
Yeah.
What works in the modern era is we need money. We need fucking money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. A lot of money. We're talking millions and millions. And the problem is, how do you get that money? And
Well, you get
Nigel Farage.
investors.
Yeah, we need investors. How do we appeal to them? This is why you can't do the commie shit. You can't do the socialist shit.
But the
By the way,
problem is Nigel's had his day. Like the stuff he's saying now is absolutely stupid, isn't it? About we need to kowtow to Islam because it's the future. Like Jesus fucking Christ.
Is he actually on record fucking saying that?
Yes.
So this is the fucking
he
problem.
did an
Like he'll
interview
get a
where he
load of
said
people
it.
on board, tell them what they want to hear, like really ramp it up, and then basically they go, "Ha ha, only joking. I'm gonna do the opposite." Like this is the problem with these fuckers.
Islam. What the fuck?
Well, Reformer got a Muslim sugar daddy now, haven't they? So he's got to bend the knee.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't do that. He should be trying to get his Christian sugar daddy. Like,
exactly.
If Nigel Farage was like, "I've never been a sinner. I've never sinned. I got a friend in Jesus," I'd be like, "Do you know what? This guy's got a point."
Aren't there like loads of literal cults, like evangelical cults, still active in America that could fund this?
I know Nigel should take the money and go, "I'm sorry, mate, you still got to go home."
No, if we're going to take money, we need to take money from cult Christians, right-wing cult Christians.
Yes,
they've got money.
That's what
by
I'm
the
saying.
way.
Aren't there literal compounds full of like that somehow have millions of pounds, like evangelicals in America and shit that could do this?
There's got to be some
just give all the
right-wing
money to Trump, to be fair.
There's got to be some right-wing Christian cult somewhere that can help us the fuck out. It's like, come on, guys.
Well, I thought all these 4chan Bitcoin millionaires were supposed to do this.
Yeah,
What happened to
exactly. That was their job. They had one job doing.
One job, yeah.
Well, what about the potential? Obviously,
Nick Fuentes is too busy getting blown by Destiny, isn't he?
He beat him in a debate and got his dick sucked.
Nigel Farage has links to Trump. He's literally,
Trump's a fucking idiot, SJJ.
Right,
He's a
hold
fucking
on.
retard.
Hold on. But here's the thing, though. These people they're not your white savior, like BPP was saying in the chat.
No, they're just
not explicitly
idiots.
ethno-nationalists. Obviously,
Yeah,
they're
but,
not.
Phil,
It's
Phil,
not
we need
perfect. But it is all
We need
that
the
we've
Overton
got.
window moving. And we need to start the Overton window moving
Stephen.
Yeah.
The good bit is that they're white nationalists. The bad bit is that they don't understand economics. Like Trump, it's like, listen, if you were going, "Hey, did you know Donald Trump's going to save the white race?" I'm like, based? Yeah. But if I ignore that and go, "Do you want to listen to his economic policies?" I'm like, no, please don't do this.
Right.
That is a fair criticism that I will actually level. So I don't like Destiny, but I was watching some of his debates, and the main thing that he was saying was like, okay, but what to some of the like full-on MAGA tard people was like, okay, but which specific economic policies of Trump's do you actually think are going to help you? Like, because he genuinely was sort of saying, but a lot of this does come down to policy, not bluster, which is a fair point. I never really see any of these. I never really see any of these alleged parties that are comprised of e-celebs, so basically charisma vacuums, that are like, that somehow get a following, where they're like, well, we're going to propose this actual economic policy that would do this, 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 and this. So like, you know, like, it's not really laid out. Like, it is,
No,
but
it's
not
terrible.
really.
Like Trump's policy of like tariffs, it's like baby's introduction to like
Well, you need the
economics.
infrastructure and an actual party.
It's the
like,
right direction, though, isn't it? Because
the Treasury guy, right? The Treasury guy who's the fucking Rain Man, who's like, oh yeah, well, we'll move this there, and the black hole budget will be fixed with bam, 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 bam. And then, you know, he can deal with that. You do need a face man. I will give him that, right? But then you need another person who's like, well, all this stuff on national security and this arm of the government, and then this one, I do this, and then that's my hyper autistic focus, and it'll run well. You're like, you need all these people, and like Collett or fucking Alec Yakub, I don't think they have that in them. They can't do it.
Well, it does. And like, the thing is with Trump is that Trump one is like a hyper Zionist. He's like a hyper Zionist.
Yeah.
And also, his economic policy is bullshit. Where he's like, we're going to put tariffs on China. It's like, do you know what a tariff is? It's like, yeah, a tariff is where our own people are going to be paying the same amount based on what China pay. So it's like, okay then.
But shouldn't our country have been doing that when China was
No,
dumping all
we
that
shouldn't be
shit
doing
steel in
tariffs
Europe?
because tariffs is fucking stupid.
Phil, hold on.
No, you use tariffs to protect an industry you've already got.
Right. Let me point this out.
When China were dumping all their shit steel on Europe, we should have been doing tariffs then. Tariffs aren't altogether a retarded thing, but you've got to use tariffs in the right way in the right place.
Right. If you've read Art of the Deal, then you know that Trump is basically like, he's going to the table threatening like the maximum option, hoping that he doesn't have to do it. So he's like saying to China, I'll slap 60% tariffs on you. But really what he's saying is that we need to renegotiate some trade deals. And if you don't play ball, if you don't come to the table and do something else, then like there's this threat of a tariff. But
the problem Trump's got is he's got nothing to fucking bargain with, because we've already sold all of our production to China. I mean, before Trump starts doing tariffs, he needs to start building up. I mean, even because they do a lot of production in Mexico, because you can get the slave labor there, don't they? So you need a backup. You need something to threaten to China with, otherwise it's an empty threat. It'd be like us threatening China with tariffs.
Phil's dropped off.
Have we fallen out with Phil?
Are we falling out with Phil? Again. Well, that lasted long. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying there, Hemmy. Like, it's like you do need something to be able to bargain with, and when all of your economy is basically outsourced, like, you know, you fuck. All of your production and all that. But like, maybe I'm wrong. Like, you don't need a hyper specialized team of like fucking people because that infrastructure is kind of in place already. So like, I actually do believe that you don't really need to sweat that. You just need to be able to get to the central seat and start making orders. So like, if like literally, so let's say the police don't cooperate. It's like, cool, we'll fire you, take away your pension, and then we'll find someone who will do this. And that's literally what they do at the minute to enforce their will.
So this is what the immigration was in the first place. It was scab labour because the unions were doing a bang up job of protecting wages and holidays and things like that.
Yep.
So let's wrap this up at 2 hours. But before we do, let me ask you two then: are you two not on the reform train? Then are you not going to support reform, like going forward?
It's far too hit and miss. I'm not sure about Tice. Tice seems like a very wet Tory to me.
It's the only shot we've got.
Farage has been saying some troubling stuff. Rupert Lowe is fucking bang on the money, though. I mean, all praise to Rupert Lowe. He's really fucking doing the hard yards that Farage and Tice should be doing.
Well, how it's been explained to me, what somebody says, if Rupert Lowe is speaking like that, then that is the Reform Party message. They're just divvying up the jobs, and they've done it cleverly. Like Nigel Farage goes out and does social media, stands back a bit, Rupert Lowe is being the based guy, asking the important questions in Parliament. Richard Tice is like doing, some media stuff, and then they've got the new guy learning the ropes, and they've like divvied up the responsibilities. But to believe that if Rupert Lowe's saying something that the rest of them aren't on board, that wouldn't actually ever be the case.
So I think
I don't know if Rupert Lowe gets too popular, is Farage going to dump him like he has other people when they've outshone him?
My thoughts, though, my thoughts on this is that I think a lot of people make this mistake where we assume that political parties are this like dictatorship, which is how we want it to be modeled, and it really isn't. So just because Farage says some stupid stuff doesn't mean that every wing of his councilmen are going to support him and implement those policies, and vice versa. But like, I know one thing that Sargon
have to, because Reformer set up like PA, they're a private company with Farage as the chairman.
However, they aren't like a dictatorship per se. Like, well, a lot of people, this is what with all the bureaucracy and the actual arms of government.
No one else can become party leader other than Nigel Farage, no matter what fucking dumb shit he says.
Yeah, but the main point I'm getting to here is that I was watching a Sargon video, and I think is it Argentina or some South American country where the dude reformed this country by firing most of the civil servants, and in this country we have about 500,000 that are just wrecking the country by doing nothing, or the things they're doing are bad. So it's like, I think we need more of an understanding of how government actually works when we talk about this stuff, because it isn't. We're like, we want things to be a dictatorship, but that's not how the government actually fucking works,
This is what Liz Truss said when she came into power, that she suddenly realised, Whitehall is a thing, it just does its own thing, and they basically dictate to her, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. And when you come into power anyway, if you've not got legislation ready to go, you have to initiate a consultation period that basically takes your entire term in office to even consult and get legislation ready, and then you're out of office.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying just fire these people and take away the voice. Like, when you're in the central seat, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You just got to have the will to do it.
I don't know. Tony Blair set a lot of shit up to prevent stuff like this.
Yeah, but
Tony Blair basically put us on the Globo Homo rails, and it's very difficult to get off.
Well, isn't it like what is it that happened recently in France? It's like the Prime Minister wanted to do something, and then they voted no confidence and got rid.
Hold on a sec. Are we saying that Keir Starmer isn't even in the running for the next Prime Minister odds?
Oh well, they're assuming they're saying the Prime Minister after Keir Starmer. This could implicitly mean that Keir Starmer actually serves 2 terms or 3, but the next Prime Minister. These are the odds for it. And Nigel Farage is now in the lead. Which is, he was like 100 to 1 about a month ago.
What about what about? Do you think Jenrick could be quite important to this? Do you think if Jenrick defects, would be a big loss for the Tory party?
I think any big Conservative defecting would.
I think the Conservatives are just going to dissolve. I think they're going to be a party of the past.
I don't know. They are very fucking slippery. The Tories are very slippery. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they coup Badenoch and get Jenrick in and have him talking all bullshit about like all the stuff he'll do, and then they won't do it like they normally do.
So just like reform.
Yeah, basically.
Well, wasn't it someone like an insider said, when you actually ask these Conservative politicians, they think good is good and bad is bad and not much else, and it's just like. It is neocon central. Like, they cannot answer questions. It's like just like HR civil service, like NPC, fucking like Disneyland. I don't know.
Okay then. So here's the question then. Crunch time. Let's assume Starmer's still in, but there's some sort of thing that means we've got to vote again tomorrow. So you've got the choice of Badenoch or Starmer. Who are you voting for?
Oh, fucking hell.
Reform. Your vote has got to be reform.
No, I'm deliberately being difficult with this one, SJJ.
Well, I will admit that due to certain factors outside of this person's control, I have not looked at any of their policies because and I'm not going to say which one, but I genuinely I've got no faith in the Tories whatsoever, because at least like Labour are backstabbing bastards, but they like you kind of know that's what they're going to be, but you like
they are the scorpion, aren't they?
yeah, that's a good better way to put it. Like Tories are scorpions, literally, whereas Labour are like it's like you know that they're going to be complete dog shit and that they are going to do a load of shit, but at least they're a little bit more upfront about it.
So all the normies in your life, you think vote tomorrow? Which way do you think you'll go? Which way do you think they're going?
The thing is, normies seem
to reform Tory or
depends on the age. Starmer. So basically, a lot of like Gen Xers and Boomers seem to think that the clock stopped on political parties 50 years ago. So they're just going to vote Labour, and then I guess depending on the where like the constituency, the same thing would be for the Tories. It's like the past.
I haven't actually spoken to anyone about Badenoch.
Same.
I mean, have you guys spoken to? Are you spoken to anyone about?
I
Badenoch?
haven't seen one person
you don't really know people's opinions of it then.
Well, I mean, everybody who was basically has already left the Tory party. You know, like there was a mass defection basically. So this is how Badenoch's ended up in that. So it's become a more liberal party in terms of its membership, because the ones who were like disgusted by the Tory party started.
I mean, who's more left wing, the Tories or Labour? That's the question you got to ask first before you even. Think
what is it when you say left
anybody.
wing these days? What do you even mean? It's
Google's terms and conditions.
The problem with this Labour Party is that they're very infantile, and they're like, it's basically getting like the student union to run the country at the minute. Like,
it's neocons versus neoliberals, and it's just you're fucked either way.
Yeah. Like, let's just listen to Angela Reid here for
All right,
a
let me ask you about another element of this. On the present densities, you're going to add 3.4 million, or homes for 3.4 million people with your 1.5 million houses. On your own figures, we're also going to add to our population 2.5 million people over this same period. Are you content that more than 5 out of 7 new homes will go to immigrants?
Well, that's not the truth, and that's not
what will happen.
Well, that's not the reality, because where the
2.5 million immigrants that are in Rachel Reeves' budget figures going to turn out? Where are they going to live?
Well, there's plenty of housing in the UK, but the houses, especially
hang on. You can't, on the one hand, say we've got to build this 1.5 million houses, and then say there's plenty of housing already.
There is plenty of.
Yeah, but everybody living in England has already got a house.
Right. She is like a Keith Lemon character.
But everyone living in England has already got an house. What are you talking about, Trevor?
Oh my! I love how the platform isn't. Why is this an intrinsic good? Like every single member of the voting public is basically against this. So why are you doing it?
Okay, then Keir Starmer has an accident on the stairs. Who's the next Labour leader?
Oh fucking hell! Yeah. Who is second in line? That's a good point.
Jesus Christ!
It's her, isn't it?
Her, Lammy? No, so there's a leadership election. Which one?
Yeah, so look, we're fucked basically, and I think this. I mean, Labour's going to cling on for the 5 years, probably with Starmer. I mean, probably with Starmer.
Who's going to be the least shit come the next election?
Who thought that she was like a good person to put on the news for them? Like,
he was left with no choice, really, was he?
What, like Rayner just being there, like not being able to answer basic questions about?
He had to. I think he had to
logistics.
sort of deal with the Corbynites to get power. So I think he was kind of saddled with her. But Lammy, Jesus, why's Diane Abbott not got a cabinet post?
Because she is a Corbynista.
Oh, really? Is that why?
Yeah. Did you know that Jeremy Corbyn and Diane Abbott dated?
Yes. Everybody, unfortunately,
they were lovers on the backbenches back in the day.
Oh my god, that's
That's a vision and a half, isn't it? That's a vision to end the show with.
Did you know Diane Abbott? Did you know Diane Abbott personally took Vinnie Sullivan's canal boat?
I did not.
You ask Vinnie. Vinnie will tell you.
She walked up and went, "Hey, yo, this is my boat."
I encountered Vinnie Sullivan on Twitter, and he blocked me immediately on 3 accounts.
Oh, you were lucky.
So
you got off lucky there.
I didn't even know who the guy was. So found out later.
He's a man. He's the living embodiment of a Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels character, and that's what he thinks he is.
Yeah. So, right, I think we've come to the end of the show. This has been a good show. I think I'll risk leaving it up and see what the fuck happens.
You might want to go through it and mute a couple of bits.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, you might want to go and mute a couple of unfortunate words, especially one unfortunate word.
Oh my god, I might just get away with it. I don't know whether I'll get away with it. Having to listen back and trying to find out where those words were will be an absolute nightmare. But
it was Phil's entire segment, really.
Yeah, well, I can't remove all that.
No, I'm not saying mute the entire segment. I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to go find the the words.
I'm sure one of your adoring fans will find the
timestamp them for the.
Yeah.
What I hope
one of SJJ's adoring
in the pinned
fans,
comment.
What I hope is that when Shaniqua in Chicago has to look at the report that like somebody who hates me will file for that part, they will tune in and see that I disavowed it and apologized as it was going on. So
you see, apology is not good enough, is it?
I think
what about,
it is actually.
Who's your big donor that got muted? He'll do it for you. Stephen Broughton will find all the timestamps for you, won't he?
I gave him a spanner to protect him. So Hemmy's link, I've just posted it in the chat. It's in the description. Hemmy does 14 words once a week.
You'll find me and Hobbit on a Thursday. Talking about spooky stuff.
And sometimes we read the Business comics.
The Business. Are you aware of the Ripperverse, Miss JJ? I think me and Geralt could come on and talk about the Ripperverse. We could do a whole episode on
that.
I don't know anything about that, whatever that is.
Yeah. It's the best businessman ever to business.
Yeah.
So now, before we go, I have to ask you: would you like to sing a Christmas carol before we go? Do you have?
I actually picked out some lyrics for one.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. Here we go, everybody.
It's not strictly a Christmas carol, but is it a Christmas song? Okay.
A Christmas song's okay. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Are we ready, everybody?
Are you ready? Hold on. Just got to paste it. Are you ready to do a bit of singing, Geralt?
Maybe.
We'll sing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
We can try. A cappella.
Yeah.
Is there a karaoke version of it on the internet?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Let's have a look.
I'll do it in Isom's voice, or we'll do a...
Leaders, they should know better. They should be guiding her, and they're not.
Oh, shut up, Matt Walsh.
Oh, you've missed it. Come on.
Oh shit! Have I missed the cue? Hold on, I'm not looking. Let's go again from the top. I thought Geralt was going to sing as well.
Yourself a
merry little Christmas.
Have yourself
a merry little Christmas. I'll go a bit quick. Let your heart be light.
From now on,
our troubles will be out of sight. This timing doesn't seem quite right to me. You got it on 1.25 or something?
Have I?
But he does. He's got it on times 2.
No, he's on.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Make the
Yuletide game.
Oh my god.
From now on, our troubles will be miles away.
You're the gun. Where's it going? Away.
Oh, maybe this music.
Here we are, as in olden days. I don't know any of this bit. I literally only know.
Yeah,
the
same.
Start. Are we going to give this up as a bad job, SJ?
Faithful friends who are dear to. I don't even know how this goes. Oh, what a shambles. Anyway.
Gather near to us once more. Through the years.
Well, fuck all those cunts.
We all will be together if the fates allow. Hang a shining star
Why are people
upon
in the
the
chat getting
highest
upset?
bough. Have
Like,
yourself
what the fuck is
a merry
what the fuck's wrong
little
with you people?
Christmas now.
There you go.
All right, that's been it. That's been your show, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thanks to Hemmy. Thanks to Geralt. And thank you to Phil for making me have to look back and edit the video. Appreciate it. All right, let's get out of here. Any final words?
Oh, there was lyrics on the screen.
Hold on. I've got a final word. So we can find a final word for everybody. Hold on one second.
Faithful friends
You pull it out.
who are dear to us.
Down the stairs.
Gather near to us.
You just
Once
talked all over
more.
falling down the stairs.
Through the
Through the
years,
years,
we all
will be together.
If
If the
fates
fates
If
allow.
the fates allow.
So hang a shining
star above the highest bough. And
and
have yourself
a merry
a
little
merry little Christmas now.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow for SJJMAS number 11. Good night.